when striking with certain parts of the body, the hammer fist is a very, very lethal technique. It is one that will just really, really rock your brain sideways if you get struck by one. Specifically, if someone hammer fists you right in the nose or in your eyes, anywhere in your eyes, and one of the knockout blows is a hammer fist strike to the base of the chin here, right under the jawbone area. You just come in, wham, and that person's really gonna get a good feel for what it's like to get rocked. It's like getting knocked out by a boxer's punch, because a hammer fist is wild, but it's controlled and it's direct. It hits exactly like hitting a nail. Bam! And they're gonna really, really get rocked if you get smacked with that thing. It's something that you never really want to hit you, okay? Getting struck with a hammer fist is definitely not the way to go if you are on the other end of one of these. So what we like to emphasize is that once you become close quarters with a target, don't necessarily worry so much about punching close quarters, because it's going to be kind of difficult because you're both going to be throwing punches. What you want to do is, once you're close quarters with someone, you want to emphasize defense but striking at the same time. So it's block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike. Hit the vitals of the area: the nose, the eye, the base of the chin, the lips, the jawline, your clavicle. You smack that clavicle a couple of times, and that jawline, and any of these areas up here are going to work well. You can knock the wind out of someone with either a punch to, if you're going to punch to the base of the body. Anywhere below here to about here is good for punching, because you have a lot of soft tissue areas in here that the fist won't break on if you punch these areas. It won't hurt the small bones of your hand. So you focus upon the solar plexus, the sternum, the rib cage, and you strike it with the hammer fist. Even punches to the rib cage, punch to the solar plex, punch to the throat. Any of these soft target areas is where you want to emphasize and focus your punching. So everything else is going to be striking with the hammer fist to the face, to the eyes, to the base of the chin, all the way to the base of the jawline, to the temples of the face, the back of the ear, the base of the neck. These are soft tissue areas that you want to focus on. This is why the hammer fist works very well for street encounters. You come in, you're striking the target with the hammer of your fist, like this. No one really expects it. Normally they're expecting a punch or some type of wild punch or something to that effect. You want to come in and you want to strike with the hammer fist right against the clavicle, right against the sternum, right against the solar plexus. These are your areas of target that you want to focus and emphasize upon when you're striking with a hammer fist technique. Now, as you can see, what I'm doing is actually ranging from the motion of the distance, trying to gain a distance from the target, but see this straight jab punch to the chin. And what I do is step forward, and you can see that the distance is cut short. So I step back to get a real good angle, a real good space for possibly a knife hand strike to the chin or the lower jaw area, then also to the carotid artery of the left side, into the eye socket, the left side, with a overhead knife hand strike also to the base of the neck. See here, the distance is a little long, and right here it's perfect. I step back another 2.5 feet. I come back in to get the distance and gain the space. So now I see that's too far, and the strike is right on when I step in. So you want to have another step in with another strike. You can see I instantly move the target. Bam, just like that. So you gauge your distance, you step in and strike multiple times, blitzkrieg style, to give them a chance to reply. You strike, 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 you step back, size them up, step in, and then you go again, strike, strike, strike. Okay, so you can see here I'm just sizing up my target and getting some good space between, angling of exactly where to strike. And I can't emphasize enough why the Bob bag is so important, because you can literally just see every area to strike. It's a little different from a heavy bag. See, sometimes heavy bags, there's no face, there's no neck, there's no collarbone, there's no clavicle. And you can see there with an elbow strike, I was able to hit him in the sternum and knock him about 5 feet back. So that actually happens with live people also, except they go to the ground just like Bob just did. So I get the distance, step in, strike with the left, strike with the right, and an elbow strike to the sternum. And see, elbow strikes, as you can see here, are very, very effective after you stun someone with open hand strikes, which prevents you from breaking little bones in your fingers and your hands and so forth and so on. So elbows, open hand strikes, and hammer fist strikes are your best friend. Okay, so you just continue to see how working the targets, the vital areas of the bag or the person here, Bob here, you can see that a lot of what we're doing is emphasized on striking with distance. We're trying to get a healthy distance from where he is to where he's going to be, because every time you pick up a foot or you move towards a target or an opponent, he's going to move. So you have to get your distance and your range of motion perfectly aligned so that when you do step forward, the strikes are right on the money in the most vital areas possible. See, there's a hakaru strike to the temple. There's a series of ridge hand strikes and knife hand strikes to both sides of the head and the neck area. You see the ridge hand there. I'm lining up for a ridge hand strike to the base of the, to the temple area above the ear. Disorienting the target as soon as you strike someone with that. So you see there's a combination of a knife hand, ridge hand, which is a very deadly series of strikes as well. So now I'm just getting my kicking range together. Just trying to see exactly how far I want to be away from the target when I strike a side kick. Side kicks are very, very strong. They're very dangerous. So I was able to throw a side kick to the chin of Bob, and I threw one low just to kind of gauge where he's going to be. Those real quick side kicks are very, very dangerous also. So you can really rupture some internal organs with that. See, the front kick there is pretty much one of the most powerful kicks you can throw aside from a side kick. So a good front kick, you step down right in front to gauge your distance. Again, you can step in, kick, strike with an elbow. Once you land after striking with the elbow, actually after a kick you step down with an elbow, it's very difficult for the target to respond to that in a timely enough fashion where he won't get hit again. And so he's